We're going to the Heroes at Hot Rod Car Show.
Hi, my name is Derek Randa. I'm the owner of this 1966 Ford Mustang convertible. I've had the car for over 20 years. I've pretty much touched everything on the car. I started off with the motor and transmission swap. I have a 289 high performance motor in it. I have a Tremec TKO 600 transmission. My suspension is all new. I have the coilover spring in the front and the back. I have aftermarket wheels and tires on the car, aftermarket brakes on the car to help it drive a little better. New interior I did a couple years ago. And pretty much the sound system is all custom. Like I say, I really enjoy driving. I drive it all over the place, especially all over Texas.
Definitely a beautiful car. I would too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So definitely enjoy this. It's a great show. I come here every year. I've been coming here at least the last 10 years. Really enjoy this show. Really, really nice. Definitely enjoy getting on the road. I'm from Houston, Texas, by the way. So.
Like our video, hit subscribe and the bell next to it, and then you'll get to see a lot more. Easy peasy. Hello, what's your name?
My name's Ken Carter.
It's nice to meet you, Ken.
Same here.
This is your beautiful vehicle here, huh?
Yes, it is.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, I bought her a little over a year and a half ago. She'd been in the same family, I'm told, for up till about 10 years ago. And a lady bought her and lost interest and left her under a tarp for years. And a friend of mine fixed her up and was selling her car. And I fell in love with it. And it's a work in progress. We put new radiator and battery and water pump and power steering, power brakes, new tires, shocks, springs, interior. We're working on it.
Okay. Is the paint original?
Paint is original paint.
Very good condition.
It is.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
Does she have a name?
Well, my daughter named her Peaches.
Peaches. Okay, that's appropriate.
I
All right.
thought so.
Well, I'm going to get some pictures of Peaches. And,
Right ahead.
Thank you for letting us, telling us about her.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks. Hello, how are you?
I'm just fine. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
My name's Jerry Kemper.
Okay, and what can you tell us about your car?
Well, it's a 1949 Mercury. I've had it for 35 years, and it just keeps going.
Good. What have you done to her?
I've painted it a couple of times. I've rearranged the windows a couple of times and cut a little chrome off here and there and elsewhere. Shaved it, which is used to use for taking chrome off of the car, but still got the same engine, same drivetrain, and it just keeps going.
And how did you come to own this car?
I don't know whether I can remember or not. 35 years ago, I knew a fella in Dickinson, Texas, and I don't know where he bought the car, but I bought it from him 35 years ago.
Okay.
It's in a April Mercury all these years.
That's good. You go to a lot of shows?
Quite a few.
Good.
I like looking at somebody else's cars too.
So do we.
Very good.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Right, Cedric McBride, 1973 Delta 88, 6.2 LS in it. I started from ground up on it. When I bought it, I had it shipped from New Hampshire. Bought it and it was just a regular car, and I've been doing work over the years, probably about 8 or 9 years, just putting money into it. And that's where I have it right now.
A lot of love into the car.
Yes,
too.
sir. Yeah,
I can tell your passion for it.
I keep it in the garage. I don't like it. I don't like for the rain to get on it. Keep it dry.
And you come to Bastrop shows a lot, or?
This is my first time. I've been here before, but I didn't have the car. This time I have the car. Just come down and enjoy the veteran show. Just check it out.
Well, thank you for your time.
All right.
And what can
Thank
you
you.
tell us about your car, your truck here?
1953 Willis pickup truck, restored, bought in Bastrop, Louisiana, restored in Cove, Texas. So we love it.
How long have you had it?
About 2 years. So it took me a year and a half to restore it. So complete restoration on it. Did probably half the work myself. I went tearing it apart and putting it all back together. Just a great time. Did it in a year and a half. Like I said, never would have got it done in a year and a half. I wouldn't have been retired. So retired, I could work on it every day. So yeah. So, but we love taking it to car shows. So great car show here in Bastrop.
This is one of our favorites as well.
Oh, this is one I've been to them all over the country, and this is one of our favorites.
Yeah.
So yeah, very nice show.
So what do you love most about this truck?
Very rare and old. Very rare truck. Just don't see any more of them. You know, they're all used up. So these trucks were actually used for tractors. Is what they were used for. And you could pull a hay baler with it. You could put a brush cutter on the back of it and drive it to the pasture. So it's not fast. So it's slow. It runs about 40 miles an hour downhill. In Louisiana at my brother-in-law's house, and he had an old tarp over a vehicle out there in the yard. So my wife and I walked out there and looked at this, pulled the tarp up and looked at it, and it was an old truck. I think I could restore it. So that's all that was said for maybe 6 months. It says, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, happy anniversary, forever on the window.
That's a pretty good present.
So she got that truck for me, and so I had to restore it. You know, if it wouldn't have been for that, I probably never would have restored it. So I had to restore it.
Well, that's a very good gift.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys have given this truck a good gift of life.
Yes, ma'am, because it probably never would have got it.
That's true. It'd still be sitting under that
It'd still be sitting out there underneath the tarp. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
This is the beginning, so we're going to start. We're going to follow the people.
Joe Barley.
Nice to meet you, Joe. And this is your beautiful red car here?
Yes, it's a 1962 Oldsmobile Starfire. A friend of mine owns a restoration shop in Phoenix. After I retired, I was working there, and one day a man called that owned the car and said he was ready to sell it, and the owner of the shop, Tony, knew the car. And I went the next day and looked at it and bought it. It was a coincidence. I later found out the entire story of the car from the second owner. I'm the fourth owner. So it was pretty interesting finding out the story of from day one, the history of the car.
That's pretty rare to be able to do that, especially for an old car.
Yes, a doctor in Lodi, California ordered it brand new with nearly every option in '62. Kept it 47 years until 2009. And then he sold it to a guy that it turned out that I knew from the Olds Club. And he sold it to a man in Scottsdale, Arizona, where I lived. And then I bought it from him about 3 years after he bought it. He was cutting down his fleet of 27 cars. And I was lucky to hear about it and bought it.
Yeah, for sure. So did you have to do
Tires, they were very old. They only had a couple thousand miles on them. They looked perfect, but they were old. I didn't trust them. I did the brakes complete and detailed it, and that's it. It's very reliable, runs great. It's nearly all original except it was painted in '09 and the front seat leather was replaced in '09, but the rest of the car is pretty much all original.
That's great. It's all taken care of then.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's beautiful. Thank you so much
Thanks.
for sharing.
Sure, you're welcome.
And thank you for your service too.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Gail?
Gail, nice to meet you. And we hear you have an interesting story about your car.
Well, I think it's interesting. I had raced this car for 3 years, then I sold it to a dealership, a car lot actually, and never thought about it anymore until our son was starting to look for a car. My son was turning 16, and he wanted a Mustang. So I had traded in a 69 Mach 1 for my 70 Torino Cobra. And years passed and we got rid of the Cobra. And so I went to the police department, which is next door. I work at the fire department. And they did a VIN number check and they said, we can't find the Mustang. We last tracked it out of the state. And so we can't go any further. But we did find your Torino. And I said, oh, is it local? And they said, yeah. And it was just 30 miles away. So I got a hold of the owner. And I said, would you like to sell it? And he said, no, I'm collecting cars. So I just kept in touch with him, and eventually my son had bought a Torino too, and then he decided he wanted to get something else. So I said, let's call Harold and find out if he'll trade. So we went out there, and he said, yeah, I'll trade with you, and we made a deal. We got it back, and it was in boxes, and we fixed it up and got it back on the road.
So you got it back in pieces and you had to put it back together.
Yes.
Wow. How long did that take you?
Oh, it's about a year and a half.
We had to rebuild the motor and find parts. This car is not easy to find parts for because it's different than a regular Torino, being a Cobra. So
That's amazing you got it back.
we did.
What are the chances?
I don't know, but especially this car because it's so rare.
Wow.
So anyway, it's a lot of fun, and we just keep it in the garage and run it around a little bit.
No more drag racing, huh?
Oh no, I'm afraid I'd break apart.
All right. Well, thanks for telling us the story. It's a beautiful car.
Oh, thank you.